Welcome back to Off the Bar podcast alongside Chris Will, Michael Figueroa, and Connor O'Brien. We are back at the University of Florida, and this is Off the Bar for our 30th
episode. Back in person.
It's our anniversary.
Happy to be here, guys. Happy to see your beautiful faces.
You think we'll hit 100 before we graduate?
I mean, we've done 30 in just like a semester and a summer.
Yeah.
So
maybe
keep doing it every week. That's like 50 episodes in a year.
We also have the World Cup coming up soon, so
We do.
that's gonna be a lot more intense.
No, we're definitely hitting.
If we hit
100.
100,
Dude, that's wild.
100th episode, what is going to be the topic?
We bring back everybody's like Malachias
goat
comes
debate.
back. Like,
Gonna go back to the.
We're going to have a 4-hour
FIFA 11.
GOAT debate.
yeah.
That would be sick.
Okay.
No,
But sadly, this is the 30th one, not the 100th one. Not sadly, but you know what I mean. Not better than the 100th one. But today we're going to be talking about Manchester United and PSG and the drama that they share, but isn't the same thing. But they share it. They're having drama at that moment.
Yeah.
They're not where they want to be, especially Man United. In my opinion, Man United has been this bad for a long time. It's just they're United, so they throw money around and trick people to thinking they're good. But they finished second 2 years ago.
COVID season.
It doesn't count.
Was that COVID season?
That was the first season when they opened up everything and everybody was getting back to like actually playing again. It's kind of like with the NBA when everyone's like, "Oh, the bubble happened," but then like the next season was when they tried to open things up, but everyone was either injured because they haven't worked out in that long, or like everyone was getting COVID. So it was also kind of a weird. I think that was more mixed up than the bubble was.
And you got to remember that like Liverpool, like 60% of their roster like has certifiable asthma, so like it probably hit them pretty hard.
I mean, they had Phillips starting on center back. That was crazy.
Ben Davies got bought. Like it's like a deadline thing. Like Ben Davies from like Swansea
So-
or whatever got bought.
Are we gonna talk about
Derby County backup.
Bournemouth losing 4-0 to City or? Oh, Brentford.
Oh, the other 4-0.
Oh, the other 4-0. Oh, the team from Manchester.
What a transition.
But yeah, basically we're going to be talking about Manchester United and what's going on over there. And then we'll at some point talk about PSG, who I hope liquidates their entire team and donates it to the slums of Paris and never plays Champions League again, which I think for humanity would be better. Yeah, they got to stop. They got to stop taking players. I feel like everyone that goes to PSG is just a waste of time. But that's just my...
That's how you really feel, big guy.
Yeah, that's my daily... dude. You know, I was in the shower thoughts.
Those are the best thoughts.
Name a single player that's left Real Madrid and had a better career afterwards. I sort of got the only name I could come up with was Kovacic. If you count that as a... Yeah, he won the Champions League, so I'll get it. Hakimi, I guess, but he wasn't really a Real Madrid player. You know, he was like...
Yeah.
That's like the same thing as Llorente.
Marcos Alonso was pretty good after. He was a killer.
Bro.
Well, I mean, there was kind of a little situation there. Marcos Alonso.
What do you mean? He's a killer on and off the field.
He had his little fair.
Like, I would say, like, Hakimi, if you want to count that, but he didn't really play. Marcos Llorente, if you want to count that, but he didn't really play.
But they're technically
Odegaard. He
Robin?
played.
But he didn't really
He was there
play.
for a full
Robin?
season though. Like he was coming on. Like,
But he didn't really play.
Robin was in Madrid. Robin and Snyder were in Real Madrid, and so was
That is such a
Van
deep cut.
Nistelrooy, and they were all
huge
better when
deep
they left
cuts.
Real Madrid.
Jesus Christ.
Valid.
We got to be honest. Like
Valid.
it happens.
Arjen
a lot.
Robben definitely had a better career after Real Madrid.
Yeah, and so did Snyder. Snyder should have won the World Cup. with
Man,
2010.
Real Madrid make a lot of
That's just me.
mistakes then. But I was thinking, in my head, I'm like, Di Maria, no. Ozil, no.
Absolutely not. No.
Dude, Ozil was so...
Well, Ozil was
I
better
know,
at.
bro.
No, he wasn't better at Arsenal. He
Yeah.
wasn't better. He was just really good at Arsenal. He wasn't better, though.
He was a bigger role in
He was-
Arsenal. Like if he would have
Yeah.
been in
He
Madrid,
was,
he
in,
probably.
he was in a bigger spotlight with his role at Arsenal, but I wouldn't say he was better.
But I don't think Ozil would have done as good if he stayed in Madrid because
No,
Madrid did not need him in that
Michael-
position.
Yes, they would have.
No, they didn't.
Ozil was so good at Real Madrid.
He was.
He was so
You
good.
need someone like Modric who can actually track back and be a defensive.
The thing is, Real
option,
Madrid
too.
stopped playing with the center attacking mid.
Yeah, you don't need that position anymore. It's not a really liable position.
Depends on what formation you play.
No, I think you could. I think
It's a
to
dying
say
breed.
it's a dying. Like if you have the
I
right
wouldn't say it's
formation and the
dying.
right people, anything could work. Literally anything.
Yeah, but it is a dying.
I wouldn't say
breed.
it's dying because Messi played quote unquote right wing for Barca, but the entire time he was playing like false nine.
But if we had Mesut Ozil in 2014, Real Madrid would have not won La Decima.
Look,
Easy as that.
the false nine
Can't tell
was
me
the
any
most
different.
revolutionizing, like other than like really attacking fullbacks, the false nine was the most like revolutionary thing that ever happened to the game. Do you remember what happened in a Clasico, like when they first implemented that false nine with Messi? They destroyed Real Madrid.
Was it the
Destroyed.
5-0?
I think it was the 5-0.
I don't think it was. I think it was before that.
No.
Because they're
I
already pretty dominant.
Watch the documentary for Barca
That's
on
Barca
Netflix.
propaganda. I'm not watching.
No, they literally break it down. They went into that game with that was the first time they were trying out the false nine with Messi, because the center backs wouldn't follow Messi in that gap between the midfield and their defensive line. He'd just pick the ball up and pick him off.
It's Barca propaganda, man.
Dude, as a Real Madrid fan, you have to give credit where
There's
it's
gonna
due.
be like 20 minutes of them being like, when God created the world, He created.
When God created the world, He created
and
it.
Barcelona.
Seventh
created
day created
Barca.
man. Eighth day created Barcelona.
And He created Barcelona second.
Then He created Messi.
And He created Messi.
Nah, I don't stand
Well, how
for
can
that.
Messi create Messi?
Argentinians are
Okay,
fantastic
yeah,
with that.
okay.
Argentina.
100th episode coming
Messi
soon.
hasn't scored against Real Madrid since like 2017.
You should ask Argentina about
Maybe I'll
it.
go
Be
to
like,
grad school so I can talk about Messi on the pod.
Argentinians would be like,
Back to lesser
the
things
Pope
like
is
Manchester United.
Argentinian.
Manchester
Messi,
United.
Argentina.
What's I'll give it to our prem specialists, Michael and Connor. What's going on at Manchester United?
Nothing good, man. So, I mean,
Nothing.
like,
Are they dead last?
Yeah.
yeah, because their goal differential are getting they're like -6 goals right now or something. But
See, this reminds me of last season with Arsenal, but at least, Arsenal lost against Brentford 2-0, but then they lost against City and Chelsea. Chelsea, who just won the Champions League, and City, who won like the league and like again.
Hey man, as we found out the entire spring semester, just because you won the Champions League does not mean you're gonna play good in the league. But
It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that the fact that Arsenal had like a really rough start for 3-0.
we are back in the studio.
And like United were playing against technically easier talent. Like Brentford is everyone's like pick to get, like majority of people's pick to get like relegated, which I think is crazy.
I think he put that
Yeah,
put
you
that
did.
out into the universe.
I
think
Brentford?
roll the clip.
I think what did I put? I forgot what I put for the relegation.
I'm 99% sure Brentford was there.
Brentford.
No, a lot of people were saying it, and I was like, I don't know, man. I feel like they're gonna do it with their Moneyball system. I have a lot of hope for Brentford. I kind of want them to stay up and
Yeah.
maybe be another big team in London.
I mean,
Every-
yeah, at
yeah.
that point, like, say what you want about, like, Manchester United being bad. Like, I agree. But there is a lot of credit to be given to Brentford for winning 4-0.
Bro.
Like, 4-0 is, like...
I'm not gonna lie to
You're
you.
done.
35 minutes.
I'd agree, but no. The first 2 goals were United. The third goal was beautiful. Like United had a corner, then Brentford cleared it perfectly to Tony, who took, I think it was Dallo or whoever it was back there, down the line, crossed it in, and then they scored. That first goal was the first goal that De Gea gave away to Eriksen, and then they took the ball and scored. Yes, it was. Then the second goal was that they shot at De Gea, and De Gea literally said, you know what? That shot was too central. Let me throw it into the corner, which he did before against Portugal in the World Cup. I don't know. I can't defend De Gea anymore.
I just want to say, I don't know why they have Ericsson and like why their team is so like playing him as a false 9. That doesn't make. I don't know what Ten Hag's doing, but that doesn't make any sense logically. Like Ericsson's a good guy. Everyone loves him. Christian Eriksen.
Brentford apparently does
Do you
not
know
love him
Lamar?
because they
Yeah.
came back and just...
booed him.
Bro, and I love Marcelo, but when it's time to not play, it's time to not play. Sometimes you gotta sit down, and
Well, the problem is not with Ericsson.
it's not Eriksen
It's
necessarily.
not- it's the
That was
fact
De
that-
Gea all the way.
Well, yeah, but
Like you could have put whoever you want. You could have put Messi, one of the best player I've ever seen on the ball. He would have lost it right there too, probably. Like that was a horrible pass. You played him with his back turned to a defender in your own in your own box. That was horrible.
Week 1, Ericsson plays as a false 9. Doesn't play that spot. He's an attacking mid. You can't play, like it's kind of the same role, but there's a lot more responsibility in a false 9. That's just not his spot. And especially like United, when you have like the thing with a false 9 is like you have to have wings that can go and score with that, or as a false 9 like with Messi or like the way like Benzema plays or like Harry Kane plays. When you play like that, like you have to be able to contribute goals too. So when you have like Sancho, who's a passer, when you have Rashford, who doesn't suck but has not been good for like 2 years.
I was waiting for you to say either scorer or passer, which he's none. Neither one.
He's neither one. He's a body on the field. He's a passer. He passes lunches out to kids.
He's a cone.
He's a social figure. But
Yeah.
he's not a good soccer player.
It's kind of ridiculous that they played Ericsson as a false 9. Like you were saying, like what they expect and what you need. It's the equivalent like when Madrid played Modric as a false 9 against.
Dude, they just that game. I
Against
don't know.
Barca?
That game never happened.
But
bro.
you have to acknowledge it's the same thing. Like Modric is a center mid, so
Bro,
is Ericsson. They're great at
That's
moving
not-
the ball.
that's
There's
not
air
the
pressure,
thing.
but you
That's
can't
not the
be.
thing.
You
Well,
can't
see,
put them
like,
as a
it's-
reliant player. on
Ten
top.
Hag had that same thought last week. So then, like 2 weeks ago. So then this week he moved. He had the brilliant idea to move Ericsson to defensive mid, which you saw worked out perfectly by getting thrashed by Brentford, the Oakland A's of soccer. But like when you look at that, like
That's so
It's just crazy. It's,
random.
it's just crazy to me. Like, that's what a deep guy. Like,
Great baseball reference. I really love to hear baseball in my
it's,
soccer.
it's just that squad is not working out, and it feels like a lot of that has to do with like the board not really like. You bring in Ten Hag, great, but you don't make any signings. You don't get any of these players out. Like there's like no. It's like Chris said this before we recorded. Like it's a team of individuals right now. There's not a lot of like identity in the squad. There's not like Ronaldo's sitting there like pouting on the pitch. He's going like he wants out. Like there's a board meeting. Like players are going to the board saying like we need more players, and like the players on the team who want a player saying we need to get more players, and the coach is saying like I came here to get more players, like build my own squad. He's not building a squad. Like that's just it's a team without identity right now.
It must really be hard from going from to being the manager of probably the best, most dominant team in the Dutch league to now dealing with Manchester United and all the skeletons in the closet that come with it. I just want to say that I am enjoying this very much because 2 years ago I had a bunch of friends that were Man U fans and they're like, "Hey, dude, like Arsenal's no longer one of the big six, dude. It's Leicester. You guys are out of it, bro. We got second place." I'm like, you guys still don't have silverware. 2 years ago, by the way. Still no silverware. They're probably not going to win anything again this year. So as of now,
Probably.
for sure they're not going to win the Premier League. I don't think they can win.
I think they have the same odds of winning the Prem as Real Madrid.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I mean,
and it just I'm enjoying it because it's like they have so much confidence. They're like, you guys are a small club, you're a banter club, and it's like, I'm sorry, but you guys are not big anymore. You're like Valencia in La Liga. You're not it anymore. You're not that guy. You probably were never that guy, but you never will be that guy again.
They could be that guy when Elon Musk buys them.
Yeah, Elon Musk did offer to buy
Valencia's
them.
not that bad, man.
I mean, I don't think the Glazers care. Like they've been doing anti-Glazer protests like literally since they bought the club.
Yeah, I saw that. They had like a little poster. I saw it.
Yeah.
But let's not get deep.
Imagine.
I'm gonna ask each one of you. Give me one sentence why you think Man United is struggling, Michael.
It's a lot of things. The culture, it's the players.
That's not
and
one
it's
sentence.
office.
You're a
That's
student at
it,
University of
that's it.
Florida.
That was my
It's
answer.
this is the same answer as like Michael. What club do you support?
Yeah,
It's the exact same answer.
Arsenal,
Well,
Real
should've
Madrid.
told me
I
more.
don't
Yeah, they got
know.
the South
Whoever
African
placed
Cup,
first that day.
Yeah.
One sentence, Michael.
Fundamentally, the
Comma.
club.
The club. Period. Connor.
It's a club.
What does that
without-
even mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just answer the biggest issue in the whole club system in one sentence.
Okay, the club. I guess it's like a upper management thing. All right, Connor.
It's a
Everything.
club without identity.
That's like the PSG thing.
Yeah,
Chris.
there's a lack of passion. No one on that team screams like Manchester United at heart. Besides what? Harry Maguire?
I have like hot takes according to you guys. This has been how I felt about United for a long time, but my sentence is they just suck. Their players aren't good. They're not at the standard of Manchester United. As simple as this. Who's United's right back? Dallo.
Diego Dallo.
You think he should be United's right back? That's Manchester United's right back? Really?
I'm sorry. You put Harry Maguire in Real Madrid. That's a star right there.
Who do you think, like in terms of like world right backs,
Dude, the
should
best.
be who?
Dude, if you're Manchester United, right? You're a top 6 club in the Premier League. Premier League is more popularly known as the best league in the world. So if your right back isn't in the top 10 right backs in the world, then that's being nice, because you're playing against Manchester City, right? Your rivals who have Joao Cancelo, who's the best. He's not a right back, but
Even Kyle Walker is still better than
They
Dallo.
have
I'd say.
okay, you're playing against Joao Cancelo, one of the best fullbacks in the world. You're playing against Trent Alexander-Arnold, arguably the best fullback in the world, even though he doesn't defend. But statistically, last year he was the second leading assister in your league. Like, look at the competition you're up against. Even at Spurs, like Emerson's gonna catch fire. Like Sessegnon plays his butt off the first week.
Even like at Spurs,
Dude,
like,
at Arsenal, I love Zinchenko. He's gonna be disgusting.
That's
You're
what
playing
I'm
against really good fullbacks, and then you have Dallo, which I don't even want to like bring Dallo down that bad, because I feel like if they get better center backs, it won't be as noticeable, or he might even be good because he offensively he plays pretty good. Harry Maguire should not be playing at Manchester United. Straight up, there's nothing to defend that. Who's playing center back next to him? I don't know why Varane didn't play last week if he was injured or whatever, but Varane should be starting every single game. I don't know why he's not starting every single game. In my opinion, Tuanzebe, who was at Aston Villa last year or whatever, I don't even know where he's at right now. But why is that kid not getting a chance? Because I remember watching him play against Mbappe, and he was locking him up. I don't know. Left back, I like Luke Shaw offensively. He's really, really good. If you put two center backs next to him, he might be better. De Gea, I don't even know, bro. Because one year he's horrible, the next year he's really good. That's like, oh my God, that's the hair from 2017, 2018. But then he literally throws a goal into his own net. I don't know what to do about that. The midfield, I don't even know, bro. Like, I used to like McTominay when he first started playing. But what does he do now? I feel like even Fred isn't good, bro.
The
Like,
thing is, like, both those players individually, like, they're good for their national teams. They just don't fit that system.
it's hard to know who's good on that team because they together suck.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
McTominay's
Like-
had moments, especially like since he came on, like he's had years where he's been excellent for that team. It's a team with that, like under Solskjaer, like he was really good on that
He
team.
just doesn't fit. He
Yeah.
doesn't have the ball skills to play in a 2-man CDM system, because that means you guys are having the ball a lot unless you're moving forward. Now, if he plays like Casemiro sucks on the ball, but he plays CDM in a 3-man system with 2 legends next to him. And I'm not gonna listen to anyone that slanders Bruno Fernandes. Like, oh, he only scores penalties. Bruno's a baller. I don't care what anyone says.
Bruno's good.
Bruno's a baller. He's disgusting. De Bruyne's better than him. Other than that, there's no one better than him at Cam. There's people more in form, but better? No.
I don't understand why they're
Right
not
now.
playing the two like have McTominay as the pivot and play him like as the Casemiro and then just like let Eriksen and Bruno like do their thing like box. to
Let
box.
Fred and Bruno, like,
Like any
Bruno's box to box. He'll defend.
I'll take Bernardo Silva over Bruno at this point.
Oh, Bernardo Silva's disgusting, bro.
general. But you're just saying like the only person that's better than Bruno right now is De
He's not a
Bruyne. Like, that's
Bernardo Silva's not a Cam.
he plays Cam though. They can move. Bernardo
He
Silva
can.
play Cam, center mid, and left wing.
Put Bruno Fernandes on Man City. He'll do better than Bernardo Silva all day.
course. That's a better system,
I
too.
agree with that 1000%.
No,
Bro,
bro, there's
Bruno
barely
at City
anyone. Bro,
leads the league in goal
Bruno Fernandes
contributions.
has one of the best long shots in the Prem. Lasers. No one can do anything about it.
What's gonna do?
When
What he's gonna do?
when
with
you're
it?
playing with a striker in Cristiano Ronaldo who's a goal scorer, and then you're playing with 2 playmakers that can't make a play, what are you supposed to do?
Fire Ronaldo.
Force everything, and then when you force everything, you can't do anything. Because that's the thing. When you play a 4-3-3, you need creative guys on the wings. Jadon Sancho's like, where are you? Where's Jadon Sancho? This is not the guy that we saw at Borussia Dortmund killing everyone, getting a billion assists. He just doesn't look himself. I don't know where Marcus Rashford is.
Marcus Rashford disappeared like 2 years ago. Like he's just been like I think honestly like
last
Rashford
year
needs to
was
change.
his bad
He needs to
year.
go. Like, he needs to change the scenery.
Playmakers, bro.
Go to PSG. Like you got to change the scenery if you're Rashford. Like
No.
no PSG.
I wouldn't
No,
say PSG is the place to go, but
Go to PSG.
We'll get to
It'd be a
PSG.
great
We'll get
place
to
to be
PSG
too.
later.
Of course, I would say go to PSG or go to La Liga somewhere, bro.
PSG's
Like
going
one of the
high, like-
4th or 5th. Go to Betis, bro.
Go to PSG.
I
Collect
bet
your
he'll buy
check,
Betis.
and just-
United
that,
sent
like,
Martial to what, Sevilla?
Yeah, but he did. That was a loan
He
in.
got sent back.
That was a loan in like just now.
Yeah.
And a winter loan. Like it wasn't a summer loan. Like he was there the whole year. And he
Similar
wasn't
to,
gonna.
like,
He
the
wasn't gonna.
Adama loan.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna start over like Enesidi. He wasn't gonna start over Rafa Mir, who fit their system way better.
All right, so I got to get a question then. If you can fix United, what would you get to fix them? Like, what players
dude,
can you?
I would
add?
dismantle their
so
entire
that's
team.
where I'm saying, like, when you were talking about the right back, what right backs in the world that aren't like, you know, on the team that where United would be a downgrade? Like, what right backs would a United be an upgrade for, and they would be, like you said, that like top 10 right back?
Okay, in my opinion, if I'm United, I'm not right back isn't my priority because I think if you put 2 better center backs,
I think Dalot would be fine.
yeah, that will be fine. Luke Shaw's fine. I think.
I agree.
You know, I don't watch Manchester United every single game.
But if you watched England and Euros, like Luke Shaw was good.
Baller at the
Like,
Euros,
really good.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Dalot to me looks pretty good every time I watch him. Cool. You have Wan-Bissaka on your team. Throw him at center back one game. Who cares? You lose all. You already lost the first 2 games, bro. No one puts in a better slide tackle than Wan-Bissaka.
He's an excellent defender. Just thing is like he can't go forward.
And he's tall. He's 6 foot.
Yeah.
Who's going forward at center back?
Play him as make him their back.
He could put a cross in because I've seen him do it. So he could play long balls. Try him at center back. You have nothing to lose. You've played Maguire who plays against you. Try it. Dude, and that's just being nice because you go, obviously, you're United. You could go out and get people. Varane starts at center back, right? So you need a center back. Who can they get? Bro, every person that moved this summer, they could have got Koundé. Why not? They could have got Koulibaly. Why not? They could have got Diego Carlos next to Koundé at Sevilla. Why not? You're Manchester United, right? You're the richest club in the world, I think. Like, other than like now Newcastle and like PSG, but historically they're richer than Real Madrid. They're richer than Barcelona. Why not? Look within the Premier League, dude. Guehi, you can sell him from Crystal Palace, bro. Who wouldn't leave Crystal Palace?
From Crystal Palace.
You can take whoever you want, is what I'm saying. The only people that aren't moving is like, obviously, like let's say Joao Cancelo. Joao Cancelo's not gonna leave Man City. No one from Liverpool's gonna leave. Like you can't take away from the guys on top of you, but you got the whole table under you.
I mean, realistically, they probably could take a center back from Liverpool
Yeah, but
if they want.
you
If they
get-
want
you get-
consistent.
think
If they
it's-
want consistent play time, they might.
Yeah, but I don't
You
think
can get Joe
Liverpool's gonna.
Gomez.
I don't, bro.
You can get Joe Gomez.
Loot La Liga because it obviously works. Every single La Liga player that goes to the Prem is disgusting. Cucurella, everyone knows him now. I was watching Cucurella when he was at Getafe 2 years ago. In my opinion, you can ask Danny about it. I thought that he should have been the starting left back for Barca. He should have been the successor to Jordi Alba. He is disgusting. I've been on this. Why was no one looking at Getafe? Like, I don't know. Like the Prem, the problem with the Prem, and it's not every team that suffers from this because you can't really say that about the way Jurgen Klopp took Liverpool from nothing to the team that they are now because they basically looted the Prem itself and like other players. But look at Liverpool for example. Everybody says it's Southampton. True, but bro, who was Salah at Roma? No one. He was nobody. He was just fast. I remember watching Jurgen Klopp make those signings, and I was just like, "Wow, that's gonna be a hard team to play against in FIFA." Because Sadio Mane was insanely fast, and he dropped a hat trick against Liverpool, I think, at Southampton. And then they got Salah and they got Firmino from Hoffenheim. That's not a team, bro. You can't compete with that. He probably thought he was gonna finish like 10th with that team or like Europa League, and then they ended up being better players, and that's good scouting, bro. United's not good at scouting. They just get whoever they want. Who would have been a crazy signing for United? I wouldn't look at right back, like I said. I wouldn't look at left back. I would look at a center back because Harry Maguire sucks. Varane's really good. I don't even know how to feel about the hair anymore. I seriously don't. Get like a mid, like don't sell Henderson and keep him for competition, but they did.
Like if you're United, like you need a goalie. Go get Keylor Navas. He was available all summer. Like that's an excellent goalie.
That's not.
Like,
He's not wrong there.
like he's out. He's on loan at Napoli right now. Like,
But here's
go get like.
Keylor Navas is at Napoli?
I think so, or he's about to get to Napoli. Maybe
I know
I'm pretty
he's still
sure
like
he's
a
at
toss up in PSG because.
But exactly, bro. Keylor
Personally.
Navas, easy. One of the best goalies, dude.
Of the generation. in my opinion.
Arguably, trophy-wise, the best goalie since like sees Buffon, Neuer type. Trophy-wise, I mean,
I think
he
he's
has
extremely
4
underrated
Champions
and
Leagues
very heavily insulted.
because he's Costa Rican. But let's not get into that. Back to United. Dude, Frenkie de Jong would absolutely turn
That's-
that team outside.
That's the
He's not going
exact
to-
player they need. They
Frenkie,
need a player who
Frenkie
plays
de
that
Jong,
exact spot.
dude, I could name off the top of my head the midfielders that are better than Frenkie de Jong in the Prem. Zero. There is none. There is none. Like pure midfield, bro. Frenkie de Jong would turn all of them in. Frenkie de Jong could play on both sides of the ball better than any midfielder in the Prem.
I'm gonna give you a chance to clarify. Do you mean defensive mids? Or do you
Because
mean
Frenkie de Jong's
like
not a defensive mid. He's a pure midfielder. So in terms of playing both sides of the ball, offense and defense, there's no one better. Like you could say De Bruyne's better at offense, but he's not better at defense
what
than
about
Frenkie de
Conte?
Jong. And you can call it Conte's better at defense, but he's not better at offense than Frenkie de Jong.
But Frenkie de Jong is not much better in offense. He's not like insanely good at offense.
He's insanely good at.
He's
He's
fine.
really
he's,
good at
he's
offense.
an excellent
He's
dribbler,
really
excellent
good at
dribbler,
offense.
excellent
but
passer.
He is
Conte
really good at
His
substantially
game
offense.
is
better
not
at defense.
scoring, but
He's a
he
better
shells.
player.
I don't think Conte's substantially better than him at defense.
He is.
No, he's not.
There's no way. That's a World Cup winner right there. Put some respect on the name.
Make Frenkie de Jong French, he'll be a World Cup winner as well.
That's a World Cup winner. What is that? That's not even gonna work like that.
Of course. You
Frankie-
think France won the World Cup because of N'Golo Conte or the one because of
Dude,
Mbappe?
It was a helpful feature.
You could
man.
honestly
course.
argue that if Lucas Moura doesn't do what he does for Tottenham, Ajax could have won that Champions League final in the form they were in.
Yeah, it was arguable.
Probably.
And that's not even
so
it.
he could be a Champions League winner at Ajax.
Bro, that's not even it. Because, like, who cares? He didn't win the Champions League. I don't care. He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. He could start any team. There's no team that
He's a
Frenkie
great
de Jong does
player,
not start.
but I feel like it's
There
a
is
little
no
bit, you're
team.
making like stretches.
Bro,
of
I watch
players.
every single Barca game, every single Real Madrid game. I love Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro. I've watched them my entire life. I watch Barca closely. Frenkie de Jong and Pedri are the best midfield. Together, they're one of the best midfields in the world. Frenkie de Jong is one of the best midfielders in the world, offensively and defensively. You think he's not that good at offense because he doesn't score that many goals, but if you see what he does on offense for Barca, he's the best midfielder when it comes to transitioning from passing out the back to moving the team up. He's unguardable.
No,
Do you remember when he
will
turned
make
Luka?
Man United better.
He'd make him
100%,
drastically
but I
better.
don't think he would be like the saving.
He'd be
I think
a game changer.
Like I agree with you.
He
They
raises their
need
floor
to
for sure.
improve defensively and in the midfield.
Of
The
course.
midfield is more essential. They need a CDM. If I were them, I would just go for someone who's already
Bro,
established.
if
in
you-
the
if I
Premier
bring-
League, Neves.
If I'm United and I bring Frenkie de Jong into my team, I'm playing Frenkie, Bruno Fernandes, whoever at CDM. I don't even
But
care.
that doesn't help as a CDM. Their main issue is they don't have a good enough CDM. Because sure, you could have a Tomine
If
play,
you play
with Frankie, and that's
and
not going
Bruno,
to make him better.
If you
'cause
play
he
Frankie
still
and Bruno, Scott McTominay is gonna be way better because
that doesn't improve your defense.
gonna-
Because then you need
Who's
someone
gonna?
who can.
They're not
push
gonna get
back.
past that midfield. It's really hard to get past that midfield. You have probably the two best box to box guys. Some of the best, because N'Golo Kante is really good box to box. I know a lot of players that are good box to box. Frenkie de Jong and Bruno Fernandes going up and down, dude. Workhorses.
Yeah, but that's gonna help United against Brighton.
No.
Brentford, but it's not
Bro.
gonna help them against Liverpool.
Okay,
It's
I'm not gonna lie to you.
City.
I don't really like
It's not gonna
McTominay.
help them against Tottenham.
Okay, this is how it is. This is how it is.
Nor
This,
Chelsea,
I know this is a big jump, so
maybe
it doesn't really
Arsenal.
correlate. But let's say United got Casemiro, and it was Casemiro, Frenkie de Jong, Bruno Fernandes. No one in the Prem, other than Man City, is dancing with that midfield. You're not even gonna have the ball.
I wouldn't say that. Casemiro is a vast upgrade.
Yeah. That's why I say
probably
it
the
doesn't
best
correlate.
CDM. Mind you, he's already like rumored to be negotiated for.
He's not going
They want
anywhere.
him so badly.
He's
but
not going
They
anywhere.
wanted everyone so badly, and they're not gonna get him.
He's not going anywhere.
It would be
They're not gonna get Frankie either.
Bro,
He's
okay. I'll give you a more realistic one. Manchester United gets Declan Rice, Bruno, Frankie. Bro, that's a really hard midfield to get past.
It's a good midfield.
Frenkie de Jong does not lose the ball, and he'll get past any midfielder. Conte, I don't care. Dude, you saw what he did to Luka Modric the first time he played Luka Modric? Put him on the floor. He put him on the floor. The Ballon d'Or winner on the floor.
Hey, I
Frenkie
think
de Jong is
he would be.
disgusting.
I agree with you. That would be a vast improvement, but I feel like I need a more solidified CDM, and I think Rice would be a great player to get,
Yeah.
or Ruben Neves would be a better player to get than just getting
I wouldn't
Frankie is
get Neves.
not gonna help that team.
Yes, it is.
It's gonna hurt. Like that team's already
It's not gonna hurt
it's just
anything.
getting another center mid. Like you already have Fred, you already have Eriksson, you
Frankie
already
de
have
Jong would
Bruno.
immediately
It's
become
not gonna work.
a top five midfielder in the Premier League, and of course, it would help that team.
If he won't be a top 5 midfielder because
Me-
he's still playing
No,
in Man
you're out of
United
your
with the rest of
mind.
the roster.
Just to
Bro.
jump in.
Rest,
I
Do you
think-
remember when
There's
Bruno?
no one else.
I'm sorry to
Go
cut you
ahead,
off.
you go
But you remember when Bruno came from Lisbon?
Yeah.
Who was Bruno? No one. Then you put him in Manchester United, and he was what? Bruno Fernandes. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You can't just be
and
like,
what did I get for United? 5 years on a trophy still. He's just he
yeah,
became a
but
bigger
that's
player.
just why
but
the
that
game is
doesn't-
so amazing. You can't
but
just buy
at
whoever
the
you want
end
and
of
be
the day,
great.
As a club,
It made him second place when they hadn't been that in a long
like
time.
Arsenal was fantastic when we had Sanchez and when we had Ozil, but they didn't win the Premier League. So at my eyes,
course.
it was a failure.
The thing
They
is,
failed.
no, you got to
They
take it
didn't
one
win
step at a
anything.
time. But
The
you
FA
want,
Cup.
but the point wasn't to get him to fail. Sometimes you just fail because you do, bro. There's only one winner. When Liverpool got Salah, Mane, Firmino, their job wasn't to win the Premier League, and they did. That's just how things work out. They either do or don't. Your job as a manager, as a sporting director, is to make the best steps possible to get back to where you want to be. Frankie's the biggest step you could make because that guy is fighting with his club, and it's a player that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. If Frankie was happy at Barca, you think they could get him? No. But the's a wage problem. There's something in
But
your
even then, he
advantage.
doesn't want to go to United. He said, "I prefer to go to London." So
Bro.
I think Frankie would be a better player at Chelsea. And I think if I were Frankie and I was
Yeah.
looking at paper,
The only reason
offer
that-
from
the
United
only
and
reason-
from Chelsea, I'm going to Chelsea.
The only reason why you just
easily.
said that is valid is because Chelsea's at a better moment than Manchester United. What Manchester United could do with Frankie is bigger than what Chelsea could do with Frankie. Because Chelsea doesn't want to, like, Chelsea has their guys. You know what I mean? Not saying that you guys would perform better. You have your guys. Like, Chelsea wanted Raheem Sterling, got him. They want to play with Havertz up top, they got it. They have what they wanted. I know they got a lot of players dropped to them like Rafinha and Koundé, but they wanted Koulibaly and got him. Like, Chelsea's happy. United's not happy. Like, they want people. They need people. They want people. Like, if Chelsea gets Frankie, of course they'll be better, but they're not gonna sweat it.
Well, I think
If I'm at United, I'm sweating every night on how Frankie. Like, you need Frankie right now.
I think with like
a
Frankie
lot
and
right now.
Chelsea specifically, like he walks into the team very easily. Because like if I see guys like
Who are you
Jorginho-
benching?
Jorginho.
That's a big bench.
that's gonna turn some heads right there. That's the thing.
That's
That,
a
I
big
mean,
bench.
I
Turn
think-
Jorginho's head. Like nobody, like Chelsea, like actual Chelsea fans that actually watch games. Like he's
thing
been
is,
playing-
you got to think more than just like what the fans want, though. Like,
Yeah.
imagine being in that locker room. Like you think Jorginho's just gonna be
Well, that's
okay
their
with
vice,
that?
That's
Like,
their vice
course
captain
not.
too. I know it's a big move, but like,
Like-
you have to do what's best for the. Also, I will say,
I think Frankie comes into United. I don't think anyone fights him on like
Yeah.
he should be starting.
No,
I
he's
will
going to be
s-
starting.
I will
100%.
say
Frankie
though,
would be
like,
the
while
best
we're on
midfielder.
Yeah, like I don't
Chelsea,
think
just-
that's gonna cause issues.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
Frankie to Chelsea is gonna cause issues.
I will say, just while we're on Chelsea, still like with that midfield, like I think Conte's a lot closer to being out than Jorginho is. If you look at his recent injury history, his drop off in form, like the way he's starting to drop off a lot defensively, and what he does offensively doesn't really make up for it. Like
Because I mean,
you bring Frankie into that.
Conte's like a system guy. If your defense is really solid, Conte's gonna make it that much harder for you to get past that defense. He's gonna be intercepting. He's gonna be a gnat. Frankie just helps you so much off the ball. Like,
Off the bar.
off the ball and on the ball. He's disgusting. Like, in my opinion, I'm telling you, if he goes to United, you could really rearrange that midfield. It won't fix their problems because of the wingers. That's why I won't. 'Cause who's that left wing?
But you
No
know what?
one.
I agree with you with that. He will make that team better, and I think he'll be a good invest. Like Mourinho said, these are football investments. You need to make investments in your team and be patient. United, you are no longer a big club in England. That is fine. You guys have the money, you have the clout, and you have the capital.
I think that makes them
improve
still
it.
a big club.
No,
if
but
they still got the money and the
Yeah,
the
but
clout,
not using
I
it
don't like
wisely.
club. They're
They're
just
not
not
like-
performing.
they're not going to be like the top 6. I'm looking at their schedule right now, and I see like it's worrisome who they have to play pretty early on.
Because they don't have the players, bro.
No, but
They don't
their
have the
schedule
players.
right now, they
You
have
could-
to play against Liverpool.
Dude, you could throw any schedule you want at a team that has Cristiano Ronaldo. You should be able to win. They just don't
I
have
know,
the players.
but they don't have the players. I know, but I'm saying that
the-
team has a extremely hard like schedule right now. They have to play against Liverpool. Their first win might come after Liverpool with Southampton because I think Southampton's gonna get relegated. That's just me. Then you have Leicester. Then you have Arsenal. Then you have Palace, Leeds, City, Everton, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Chelsea, and then West Ham. Like that's not. These aren't teams that if they're losing, they're struggling against Brentford and Brighton.
I mean, West Ham is
I can't see them
19th.
beating a lot of these teams except for maybe Southampton.
Like there's like, well, some of those teams like those are teams that United should be normally like. The only teams that United should ever struggle against should be like
Top
top
six.
six clubs. Yeah. So like the thing is like when you have Ronaldo, like your expectation should be to like win all those games, but like you need Ronaldo like invested in that squad. And one of their biggest problems right now is like Ronaldo just he just doesn't want to be there. He's playing like it.
If you don't have a center back next to Varane, there's no one there. No one on the team is there. De Gea is so questionable. It's not even real. Your midfield sucks. Fred, he's good. Like he's good, but in that team he sucks.
But I think Fred needs to be paired with a more consistent and more solid defensive.
What they need to do
player.
is stop playing in pairs. Name a big team that plays a paired midfield? Zero. No one. Bayern Munich when they won the Champions League, where they play on 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Real Madrid plays a 4-3-3. Barca plays a 4-3-3. Man City plays 3 at the back with 4 midfielders, 3-4-3.
But some of those teams are playing like 4-2-3. I get what you're saying, but like some of those teams are playing like 4-2-3 ones. Like if you want a defensive midfield, like a lot
But
of.
I
teams
mean,
play, like,
that
a
still
back
ends
two.
up being a 4-3-3 once you go into the attacking.
What I'm
third,
saying is,
so-
it's
Yeah.
dead. It's dead
That's
to
fair.
play 2 CDMs. It's dead because they're not good on the ball. There's no CDM in the world that's that good on the ball. Like Conte is pretty good on the ball. That's very rare, bro. It just doesn't exist. It's better to play like look at Barca, for example. They play with a very offensive midfield, and I think that's what's gonna do them in. But we could get into that. But you have Gavi, Pedri, really good on the ball, and you have Busquets, who sucks on defense. That's what's gonna do him in. But look at Real Madrid. You have Kroos, who can distribute a ball anywhere you want. Luka Modric is really good on the ball, and it's box to box. Then you have Casemiro, who's really good defensively. If you turn Manchester United's midfield into a 3 with Frankie, because they can't do it without Frankie. Like, who are you gonna play? McTominay, like Fred and Bruno? You could try it. I don't get why they don't try it. Why are they playing a 4-2-3-1? There's no reason to do that. Why do you have a cam when you literally should be playing counterattack football because your team sucks? When teams suck, they play defense and then attack explosively.
I also think you should see who the rumors are. So yeah, we already mentioned Casemiro, but it's not gonna happen. Rabiot is another player they're kind of throwing around.
Dude, what a bad signing.
Imagine
It's
you
a
can't.
horrible
Well, one,
signing.
he does not get into that squad. He's not better than Christian Eriksen. He's not better than Scott McTominay.
He
Like
sucks,
he's
bro.
another. Like he's like he just rides a bench.
You might as well start Van de Beek and see how he does rather than spend money on Rabiot. It's bad signings. It's the thing that we were talking about. You don't have a culture. Like that's the same thing I knock PSG for. You don't grow players out of your academy. And Manchester United has a gigantic academy, really good academy. Like we know Mason Greenwood messed up, but look at Mason Greenwood. Look at Marcus Rashford. Look at Elanga. Why don't you give Elanga a try?
Even like
Why
other,
not?
even like
He is
curious,
playing a
like you have
lot
like James Garner who just had an amazing season like the championship. You have like Brandon Williams who has shown he's been very good for other teams. You have like Axel Tuanzebe's gone through there. Like you have so many academy guys that go through and like none of them making the squad. Like McTominay's an academy product. Rashford's an academy product. That's great. What new academy players do you actually bring into the squad? Like if you did what's the point of buying players if they're not going to be good or start for you? Like why would you just have an academy player in that spot?
They have no center back. They got Martinez, who's like 5'9". Like I'm winning. I swear to God, I'm winning a header over that guy all day. I'll jump over that guy right now. And I'll go shoulder to shoulder with him right now. That's a kid, bro. I'm not. No one's scared of him. That's why I play Maguire. Maguire sucks. Varane needs a center back. Push Martinez up top to like the CDM or something. He's decent on the ball. I saw him dribble a little bit. Try that out. You are losing. You're getting beat up. You're last place. Try things out. You have Wan-Bissaka, throw him at center back, bro. What's gonna happen? You lose and concede. You're already doing that. Martinez, play him at CDM next to Fred and Bruno. Right wing, stop playing Jadon Sancho right wing, because that means what? He can only cross the ball. Play him on his off. Play him inverted, bro, so he could cut someone up because he's unguardable when he dribbles, and then he could turn in and shoot. Try him on left wing, because Marcus Rashford ain't doing nothing but giving people black eyes behind the goal, bro. Like, Cristiano in the middle, right wing, find someone, bro. Elanga, whatever you want. Team sucks right now, dude. You gotta do something.
And it's wild to me that like they had this entire offseason to like figure out their problems. They went through these training camps, these preseason games, and they're like just now realizing somehow that like, oh wait, yeah, we should probably get someone.
Why
now.
didn't they get Anthony from Ajax?
They don't want to pay for him, but like they're one of the richest clubs in the world. Like,
Just
that's
pay,
so
bro.
Just pay the guy.
Just
Just
pay.
buy him. Like,
Man City does it. Look at them. You have to pay for good players if you're not gonna grow them out of your system because you don't give anyone a chance, bro.
That's rough for them.
like even if you're looking at like
Go
who would
after
be
people,
perfect in
bro.
that pivot spot, like remember Tomine sucks. Like James Garner fits that role perfectly.
No, because
Coming off a
they
very good
can't.
season, but it's not because his academy player's like 18. Like you won't.
Yeah,
let him
they
play,
can't
like,
try it that hard. Like, look at Camavinga. Camavinga's like better than James Garner, but he doesn't start at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know, Tchouameni either.
That's because you have like an all-time great midfield.
Yeah,
so
but
that-
that's exactly the level that Manchester United should be at, and they're not. They
How
have
do you
they have Van de Beek. Like, why don't you give that guy a chance? I don't know.
I just hope that, and I mean this is in a very positive. I hope if they do really bad, they don't just panic and just fire Ten Hag, because I feel like it's a little bit unfair on him that you kind of give him that squad. You're just like, why aren't you performing? Why isn't Ronaldo scoring goals when he doesn't want to be there? Why isn't our lackluster defense play any better?
My thing
I
is, you
think-
had a whole offseason to figure that out. Like, it's not like he was hired but right before the first game of this Premier League season, and that's what he's dealing with. Like, you had an entire offseason. Like, that's where the problems stem, is that they just didn't take advantage of that, and they didn't find the solutions that they should have at that time.
And there's a
That's
bunch of
Ten Hag, or
players,
do you think
bro.
that's
Well,
the
it
Glazers
sounds-
and Man United?
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the board. Like when you look at the board's decisions, like to not sign players. Like Ten Hag, one of the main reasons Ten Hag wanted to come there was like he wanted to overhaul the squad. He apparently was promised 5 signings. That's a big deal. Like you have like he expected a completely different squad than what he was given, and like it sounds like Manchester United players in the same vein were like they're coming to the board now and being like, we have to sign more players. Like this is unacceptable how we're
I
playing.
don't know. There's a lot of things that he did backwards though. Like Martinez is like I'm pretty sure off the top of my head I feel like he's 5'9", 5'9" center back in the Prem. Yeah, good one. He's made mistakes too. He has like he put that lineup out there. I know he didn't make De Gea pass to Christensen in his own box. He didn't make De Gea turn it and throw it into his own goal, but some questionable things up there, bro. Marcus Rashford
He's
is
5'10", by the way.
5'10".
In boots.
Yeah, when everyone in the name every center back in the Prem, they're like 6'2", 6'3".
Name any center back
Gigantic,
shorter
bro.
than like 6 foot. That's,
Varane is 6'2", bro.
Like in any center back shorter than like taller than like 5'10" that succeeded in the Prem.
Dude, we were coming at Connor for Koundé.
For Koundé.
When he was
Yeah,
saying
I'm
Koundé's
getting.
too short.
This is my like.
I'm sorry, but
This is my loop around in this take. Is like
Koundé?
I'm right. My
I was
own
gonna
way.
say.
Yeah.
Koundé is way better than Martinez.
But if
Yeah,
you
Yeah, but
way
we just
better
said the
than him.
size
if
thing
you,
is
if
what
you
the only
stick
problem.
Koundé is I forgot who it was.
if you stick Koundé on Manchester
on his
United,
day,
right now, like,
His
nothing
jump,
changes.
his vertical is like
It makes up for it.
I forgot what it was. Top something in La Liga. But what I'm saying is Koundé has already proved that he's really good because he plays in La Liga, and Sevilla did really well in La Liga last year. And he's not only been good for 1 year, he's been good for like 2 or 3 now. And Martinez only played at Ajax, where he plays who? Name an attacker outside of Ajax in the Eredivisie.
Oh, give me a second.
The fact that it didn't just pop up into your head says enough.
Says everything, bro.
PSV Eindhoven have.
They have Luke de Jong now.
they
I
do
mean,
have
there's
Luuk de
Van Bergen. I don't know what team that is. The one with the
Jong.
hearts.
I think he's on Ajax again. Van Berg or Bergman.
No, Van Bergen, the right winger in the Eredivisie.
I know
But
you're
you get
talking
my
about
point. You get what I'm saying. Koundé's way better than Martinez, bro. There's a reason why he's at Barca now. Okay. But yeah, United have a lot to figure out because dude, they need another center back. Their goalie's questionable. Their midfield is trash. Like the way they're playing together is really bad. They should really think about changing formations. People that are like pooping on Cristiano Ronaldo for not doing well, bro. He's 37 years old, and that's not even the reason. But he's 37 years old, and he was top 5 in goal scoring last season. So he's obviously
Top
not bad.
3.
He was literally third, yeah.
So he's obviously not bad.
It was
But
what? Son ahead of
when
him?
people aren't creating, like Cristiano Ronaldo, it's not even like I don't even want to say like Cristiano Ronaldo isn't the Cristiano Ronaldo we used to know. Even at Real Madrid, he wasn't like playmaking like that. Like he wasn't a playmaker, bro. He gets the ball, he might dribble past one guy and blast it and score, but he can still do that. It's just his when you only get to attack 5 times, you think Cristiano's gonna try to do something crazy? No, bro. He's gonna mess up. He's gonna try to force things.
But stay in the Premier League, moving to London, Tottenham versus Chelsea. How was that, Connor?
Oh, there's nowhere to bring this up.
Do you
This
want
was
to
not-
mention it?
No, we talked about this. This is not on the schedule. I don't have to
Wait,
talk
this
about
is in the schedule? You don't want to
like,
talk about
no,
that?
Like I was promised I wouldn't have to talk about this.
You don't want to talk about Chelsea for once, Connor?
Oh, I don't want to talk about Alan Taylor. I have nothing nice to say.
Oh, so now you don't want to talk about Chelsea.
Like, I'm a big
Oh,
believer
okay.
in like if I don't have anything nice to say, like why should I talk about it? So I would talk about Alan Taylor, who has no. He's
Not unbelievable.
Well, I was talking about someone who's so horrific at their job that they consistently screw over Chelsea. Let me put on my little tin. Anyone
I
got
don't
some
know.
tin
You guys
foil so I can
definitely,
make a
you guys
little
definitely
hat
got robbed. That shouldn't have happened, but
No,
you know,
anyways.
part of the game, unfairness and
It's-
stuff.
But it was cool to watch like 2 managers like
Well, it's-
beef like that.
Well, it's
That was
cra-
crazy.
No, this is exactly what the Premier
It's beef.
the Prem needs. I think people are gonna. I
drama.
mean, dude, like the viewership alone for that Chelsea Tottenham Part 2 this season gonna be wild.
Now you need the drama that. But by the way, like boxing match, who wins, Tuchel or Conte?
Tuchel's way too big.
He's
Dude,
got
I
the
think
reach.
Conte beats it.
Conte has
No, he's got
anger.
the Tuchel has reach though.
I don't care.
Mm.
You don't care.
Tuchel will beat him.
Have you seen an Italian angry? Don't mess them.
I don't know. I don't want to see a German angry.
Bro, all-
Look what happened last.
If Tuchel knocks Conte's hairpiece off, like the match is over. Like Conte's done.
You think Conte's gonna get hit and just take it? He's
You
gonna
don't
be
have
like,
to get hit.
he's
You
gonna be
can,
like,
like pull his.
he's gonna
like-
be like, hold my pizza.
He's like 5'4". You can like reach over, pull it because Tuchel's like ginormous. You can pull his like hairpiece off.
Dude, all Conte has to do is drop on his head, and then that's it. It kills him.
I don't know. I think it's pretty telling though as a ref when you have like the coaches that coach in the game, like actual professional players, NBA players, like fans, like you're getting like thousands
I'm not
of
listening to NBA
signatures,
players.
signatures on petitions saying like you should never referee a match again, even outside of like Tottenham and Chelsea.
The thing is like it's not if the ref didn't see because the first thing
The first one I
the first
understand.
goal is understandable why that like if the ref didn't think it was a foul even though it was
Yeah.
such a clear foul on Havertz, then you know that happens all the time.
Yeah.
The hair pull thing is not up to the referee if he didn't see it. It's up to VAR to tell him that you have to check this out. So I don't know.
But if you watch that, he's standing right in front of that, and he has the angle to see that. He sees it. They go to VAR. He doesn't do
No,
anything.
I
He
mean
has the
there's
option to
a
review
there's a
it.
lot
He
of
went
stuff.
to VAR.
He watches the VR review, but he's standing in front of that too.
I don't
To not
no,
see
I
that
don't
is
know if he
egregious.
ever went and watched it himself. He
Yeah.
definitely was
He
getting
earpieced
told
it.
that like, hey, we're checking this, but I don't think he ever went and checked it. So I mean, either way, that's like VAR messed up.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for missing a hair pull. There's a lot of stuff that goes down on corner kicks that like you've got like 20 people sitting there in the box at the end of the game that you're trying to keep your eye on. Like him missing the hair pull, like people flop and stuff all the time. So I don't blame him for missing that. I blame video review for missing that because that. I mean, it was clear and obvious. Like that. Like Cucurella did not flop. Like he genuinely had
gets
his
pulled
hair
down.
pulled.
Yeah.
So I mean that one alone should have been a red card. And then I think you had the added drama.
The
of,
thing is, I don't remember seeing.
Where do they
Ever.
play at, by the way?
Huh?
Where do they play? What stadium?
Wasn't it at Stamford Bridge?
It was at Stanford.
It was at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. The
And
thing
you're at
is,
home?
I don't think if I've ever seen a referee call something away from the play. Like if Correa was going for the ball that was clearly coming to him or in his direction, and then he gets pulled down, then they'll call it. But I've never seen. They usually don't call anything away from where the ball's headed or in the general thing, which at the same time isn't fair because Correa didn't get a chance to go there because he got pulled down. It's obviously a foul, but
He's in the area of the challenge.
Like
Like,
I-
he's in an area to,
Well,
like,
yeah,
to,
and then,
to
I mean-
challenge that in the air.
And the thing is, it was the corner kick before the one that got scored, so it wasn't like that directly led to the eventual goal. So I mean,
But that should
That-
have stopped.
that
That,
part
should
of
have
the
stopped.
excuse.
That should have stopped play and gone back to Chelsea, and that goal doesn't happen. It affects the play. Like these decisions affect the outcome of the game.
I agree, but getting scored on at that point in the game, like it's still you gotta tighten up a little bit there.
That would have not happened if
I mean,
Alonso was on the pitch.
I
Just
expected.
saying.
I will say I expected a tie. Like going into this game, I was like I expected a tie. Like I didn't think. I honestly didn't even think Chelsea was the better team. Like they should have come. Like if you watch the game, like Chelsea should have very easily come out with that win. To me, like I just think like the game to me, any sport should never be in the hands of a referee. The outcome should always be in the hands of the players that are playing the game. If they make if they engage in conduct, do it like foul, have a penalty, whatever that affects the play of the game, it's the referee's job to like enforce that. But that should be up to the players. And when you have like a hair pull that's not being called, when you have like fouls that are like not being called that are leading to scoring, like you're as a referee taking over the outcome of the game.
But I mean, like we said, I think that one you can still.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily the individual head referee, but I think you can blame VAR on that.
yeah,
I
it's
agree.
just overarching problems with VAR.
It's just the inconsistencies in refereeing. That's the problem.
All I can say is this year, London is going to be a lot more fun to watch. London Derby is going to be crazy.
Yeah, when Fulham wins.
Huh?
When Fulham wins, when they beat you guys.
I mean, when you get relegated.
Well, when you guys are on the level of a Chelsea and Tottenham to be able to actually challenge us in a London Derby.
I'm sorry. Where are you right now in the league?
We're 2 weeks in.
Exactly. But like, just
With-
calm down.
With a win and a tie, and a
you're-
tie against the top
Michael's
16
gonna have to.
team.
I
Michael's gonna have to play
okay,
City
okay.
in
Let
like
me-
3
let me
weeks,
just
and
say
he's
this.
They're
gonna-
only 2 points away from you.
Where were you? What happened last year, Connor?
Like,
Tell
4
me.
points in 2 games after playing Tottenham is not
Yeah,
bad.
no. I want to know what
We were
happened
in
last
top-
year.
We were in top 4 literally the entire year.
Okay, how fat was your lead at one point?
I've never seen someone flex of.
There's
No,
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 one.
no.
Flex
no,
that.
Wait, who's playing Champions League?
Okay, but
Exactly.
listen,
Who's
it's
not
in-
playing Champions
It's
League?
Wait, Michael,
important.
Michael, who is playing Champions League up until the final day of the season?
No,
All right.
time out. Are you playing? Are you even playing Europa League?
Huh? Yeah,
You're playing Europa League?
yeah. We're in
And,
Europa.
Michael, an
Oh.
all-time backdrop. You,
What do
on
you-
the final day of the season, you should have had that. The last month, you were up at like 7 points on Tottenham with like 4 weeks, like 4 games
Let's
to
not talk
go,
about
and you lost like 3 or 4 games and tied the other one. That's
Okay,
fast.
but listen,
You
my
folded.
point is, you guys were supposed to win the league last year, and then you end up just in top 3 when we were like what? At one point, we were 3 points away from you, and we were a team that
I know.
average age
Why does this
23 years
matter?
old.
Why do we?
Look,
always,
listen.
Why do we always
23.
rub back
Listen,
to Chelsea?
listen.
Why do we always?
Man,
rub
It's
back
okay,
To
Man
it's
Chelsea?
sits
okay.
in first place after 2 match weeks.
He's
and
not
starts
even
to-
sitting in
We're
first
not
place.
We're not
You're in
first
second place.
You're
You know
second
why?
place.
Because Manchester City is a better team than you, and when you play them, you won't even have the ball.
This whole thing happened because I was just gonna be like, oh, I think London's gonna be more interesting because we have Tottenham,
Bro.
Chelsea, and Arsenal, and they're all competing for top 4 this year. Tottenham is doing pretty good. Arsenal is doing really well right now, and Chelsea has been doing pretty well the last couple of years.
Can you even consider
And then you
yourself
go
an
like,
Arsenal fan?
oh, but Arsenal is like.
It just doesn't matter because the best part of the Prem is that Manchester City is just so drastically better than everyone this year that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't
Luckily, we're tied with them right now, but I don't think it's
matter.
gonna happen for
You have
long.
to, you have to play them. You have to play them.
It's a couple weeks.
Listen.
You're 2 weeks. You're 2 weeks into you're 2 matches into a 38.
You have to
season.
play them twice. So count on 6 points that you need to make up somehow throughout the season.
I mean, on the
Yeah,
bright
in our
side-
defense last season, we should have beaten them the second time. Even Pep said that.
In their
So-
defense, they didn't have Erling Haaland.
Well, yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
game over.
They
I'm
might not
gonna
have
lie.
Irvin Haaland halfway through the year.
Yeah, you might
either.
not have Gabriel Jesus, and then your team will literally drop to 10th.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. Like that's it. Once we lose Gabriel Jesus, it's over.
Oh,
You
you're
just
dead.
have Nketiah, and that's not gonna work. It didn't work last year. It's not gonna work this year. I'm gonna be honest
Exactly,
with you. I
buddy.
agree. Our starting 11 is great, but if we lose a player there, it's gonna be
Exactly.
overall.
Back to reality. Zinchenko goes out, you're dead. You have like, I mean, you
Yeah,
can play
like-
Tierney, but whatever.
Tierney's
I'm
not
not
bad,
talking about
but, like,
Arsenal.
it's mostly
Let's talk about the other part of this episode really quickly. PSG.
the bad guys of the soccer world.
As a Real Madrid fan, this is my take. Mbappe should have left, and because he didn't leave, now he's mad. Tough. Stick it out. 3 years. You gotta stay there for 3 years. Not my fault.
I mean, I think with the Mbappe thing, what happened with Mbappe, like him, and Neymar arguing about a penalty. This apparently stems from like the entire summer of their drama because Mbappe signed thinking that he would sell Neymar because he doesn't want Neymar on the team anymore for whatever reasons, probably a stylistic thing. They don't fit together because they haven't won anything together yet. Neymar finds out about that. He's very upset. They apparently, after the game, the next day, had a meeting with Luis Campos. It's either done or whatever. We don't know. But there's drama on the field. You're seeing it on the field. But, like, with that specific situation, like, Mbappe, like you see, like, Mbappe, like, literally pouting on the pitch. Like, he's
Yeah,
attack,
like
he's going to pass the
he
ball.
didn't get the ball,
He
and
starts walking.
Dude, I've never seen.
He just stands there like
Dude,
this. Like,
the
hands on
closest
steps,
thing
like,
I've seen to that is like Cristiano
No.
wouldn't get the ball in the box, but in the box after he made the run,
no.
and then he'd get upset.
But Cristiano's
Time to
Cristiano.
join the attack.
Mbappe
It's-
is-
And you
Mbappe.
can't be like tripping that much when it's a league-owned game and you won 5-2. Like
And you're up 2-0 at that moment too.
Thing, I don't even know,
Like,
dude. He has to
bro,
realize
what
that
are we
he has to
freaking out
realize
about?
that he could drop 60 goals in Ligue 1, and I'll be like, wow, 60 goals, but it's in Ligue 1. There's always gonna be a but. It's in Ligue 1, and that's why he should have gone to Real Madrid. But it's not even as a Real Madrid fan, bro. He should have gone to anywhere that was not PSG.
I think
That's true.
I understand. Like PSG is going to pay you whatever you want. You get all
I
your
don't
image
care. I
rights.
will never understand the money aspect of football. Like, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm like Florentino Perez. For the love of God, remember everything I did for you. Please let me into Real Madrid. Because he's going to start at Real Madrid. Cristiano's going to start at Real Madrid. There's no right winger. He'll push Vinicius for a year at right wing. Or even throw Cristiano right wing. Or even play Benzema. Like, as a false nine and then have two strikers, Cristiano, whatever you want. If I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm like, Florentino Perez, please let me into this team because you're contending for Champions League for real. Like, Real Madrid is easily top 2 for the Champions League. You have Man City and you have Real Madrid. Interchangeable because you can say that the reigning champs are always the favorite, whatever. So that's what you want as a player. You're Cristiano Ronaldo, you want to play Champions League, you go to Real Madrid. And he can fit into the team. Anyhow, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Find a way.
Not to mention, Ronaldo has the funds to pay his own transfer
Yeah, but
fee
back
if
to
he
the
wanted
money, which was why I brought it up in the first place.
Imagine being that angry.
I will
you're like, I'm
never,
paid
I will
to leave.
never understand the money aspect. Because bro, if I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm like, dude, give me a Whopper, a weekly Whopper from Burger King. I'll take that as my payment.
He's
You
still
have
getting
all-
brand deals.
You have all
He's
them.
still making
He
bang.
could. You could
He
take.
makes-
You could take all his money away. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He is so filthy rich. Like, there's no way you're like, I'm not gonna move to Real Madrid because they're not gonna pay my full wages. Shut up.
Because they're
you
only gonna pay
greedy-
me 100,000.
That
a
is
week.
so greedy.
Wah.
Like, I will never understand the money. Like Mbappe, bro, shut up and go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, but the money they offered him is
No, no,
terrifying.
even-
That's
Well,
like
I-
that's generational wealth. You know what it is? The amount of money he's
Bro,
gonna
getting
make,
paid.
his family
Getting
will
paid
never
100
have to
dude,
work again.
This is not even like
for many
this is not even
decades, not just like-
this is not even like a insane soccer player's wage. Getting paid 50,000 euros a week, which is like, dude, you're like, who are you? We don't even know your name for a good team. 50K a week. That's not generational wealth, bro. Give
that's
me
even
50K a week. I will.
Well, I think the thing with Mbappe, like, it's not so much the money. 'Cause he was gonna get, like, realistically, he was gonna get paid that wherever. Like, he's gonna get, like, it's Mbappe. He's one of the top 3 players in soccer. He's 23. He's gonna get paid whatever he wants wherever he goes.
I disagree.
Disagree?
I think the only team that was gonna offer that much money was gonna be either City, but they don't need Mbappe, so they weren't going to, or PSG because PSG.
Real Madrid
we have
upped
to-
their offer for Mbappe like 1,000 times.
But we have to. We
But
have
they
to
didn't
acknowledge
need to, bro.
that the reason why only a team like PSG can do it is because when COVID happened, every other team financially struggled. Obviously, Barcelona, and even Madrid is taking like a hit, but it's not as bad as people like think. It's like it's a normal loan. But basically, like PSG is like right now the only big teams that can take players like that would be City and PSG. If City can, if Madrid is trying to get him and they're offering pretty well
Bro.
enough money, but PSG wasn't even touchable.
Yeah,
Great,
Real Madrid,
great-
no,
great
Real Madrid
visual
was competing with
Michael.
PSG until like PSG made the last offer and it was like too good. Point is, if Real Madrid offered Kylian Mbappe, like upping his salary to come to Real Madrid, dude, eat shit. Like,
Well,
like what?
That's the thing.
Come,
I don't
bro.
think
Like, what?
it's as much about.
It's
the
not money. You know
it's
what I
the
think?
ability to make your own project. Like they
Dude,
sold
that's
this on
also
him.
it.
Like he's building
Whatever,
his. It's you can
bro.
go build a system. I'm just saying. I'm
It's
not
like
saying
trying to build a house. Like,
I'm not, Ref, I'm not
on
saying I
sand.
disagree with you. I
No,
agree
no,
with
no.
you. He should've
I know
gone
what
to
you're
Madrid.
saying.
I
What
say,
I'm-
like, why
yeah.
he stayed at PSG is because he wants to. Like they gave.
Yeah.
This team can be whatever you want it to be.
no, I don't disagree
That's
with
what
you.
they
I
are.
disagree with like Mbappe's decision. Like,
Yeah.
this is basically what they're saying. Would you rather would you rather have a mansion in Miami or would you rather have an entire city in Gainesville, bro, or like in Tulsa, like in Idaho, in a potato field? Like, no one cares about League One. Like, that you can have your own project at PSG. Cool, bro. You're not touching the Champions League trophy.
It's more like, would you rather like run New York City or would you rather be like one of the co-presidents of the United States? Like,
And it's
more
not even
like-
that, because Mbappe would be the guy at Real Madrid.
But
like,
think about it this
Benzema.
he's walking into a situation where he's like either the guy right now or he will be the guy in like a year.
But
Yeah,
I want
bro.
you
Not
to.
even.
I want you.
He's
guys
gonna be
to-
the guy, bro. Look at what Benzema did for Vinicius. What's gonna happen to Mbappe, who's already?
But
He's
but
already
think about it
good.
this way: Madrid have won 14 titles. They have all these. Benzema is the star of the team, without a doubt. For at least 2 seasons more, he's gonna be the guy. Right now, Vinicius is the other guy people are talking about. PSG have Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. Neymar for the past couple of seasons in PSG has not been that favorable with fans. And he's kind of lost the interest of the public eye. Like, he was supposed to be a World Cup, like a Ballon d'Or winner and a World Cup potentially in the next Pelé. He didn't live up to that, and people are kind of disappointed in him. Mbappe
okay.
Mbappe is
Super hot take.
still-
I just want to insert it right in there. Neymar's way better than Pele was. I don't even care.
You can't really compare that. It's unfair. Because Pelé
Neymar,
playing against at a different time.
Yeah, and that's why Neymar's
You
better.
put Neymar in
Well,
Pelé's time, and Neymar is going to be a freaking witch. They're going to think he's a witch.
Exactly.
And they're gonna kill him.
Neymar's way better than Pele was, but go
I
on.
don't know if Pele ever wins a Ballon d'Or.
In the modern day,
If he
probably
plays
not.
modern
I mean, there's no way to
And
know
then-
that.
why
There's
it's
no
like-
way to know.
But okay, but what I was saying is that PSG have never won a Champions League. They just recently started dominating once like they got bought out. And only one team in France has won the Champions League. So the amount of the legacy, the whole like clout that he can establish with that team could be massive. He could be the person that they talk about for years for that club.
I go in
so
a coma
I get
right
that.
now. I go in a coma right now, and I wake up a year from now. You tell me PSG won the Champions League. You know what I'm telling you? Well, of course, bro. They have Neymar and Messi and Mbappe. Of course.
That's not really a big,
Jesus.
yeah, for me that's not really a big
And it gets worse than
legacy
that.
moment for me.
It gets worse than that. Oh, they also have Donnarumma, who was the best goalie at the time when they got him. They also have Hakimi, who's probably the best right back in the world because Cancelo plays left back.
And Verratti.
Of course.
You have like one of the best back.
You have
lines in the
Marquinhos,
world.
who's a really good center
Sergio
back.
Ramos is finally back in form. You have Kimpembe still. Like you have
Dude.
like that team is like
course
Noon
you
mentioned one of the brightest young left backs in the world right now. Like, you're playing.
Exactly, bro. Of course
They're
you're supposed to win.
awesome
There's no
midfield.
merit to winning with PSG. There is none. Even with Real Madrid, who's a really stacked team, there is merit.
But
Like,
it doesn't
bro,
matter. It's
how
still
much merit
clout. You still want to win that. You
Dude.
still want that trophy. You want to be the first guy to be like, hey, listen, I just won a Champions League with PSG. That's never been done before.
because
It
we had
doesn't
to
matter
spend,
how much
we had to
money.
No
spend
one
a
cares,
crazy
bro.
amount of money
doesn't
and get
matter.
the best players.
you want to know what would
in the
happen if
world,
PSG won a
bro.
Champions League? Everyone would be like, "Wow, Messi won a Champions League outside of Barcelona." He would be the headline. Messi would be the headline all day. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
But it doesn't
Honestly,
matter for
honestly,
yeah,
probably.
that's fact.
Dude,
It's like,
I
what
don't know.
is-
They sold him a dream. Oh, there's a you're like because Mbappe is from Paris, so they're like, bro, you're the hometown kid. We're heading into a World Cup. You gotta be the best French player and the best French team heading into the World Cup. They
The
sold him a
Qatari
dream,
pins
bro.
called him. The reason why I'm saying that is just so like I feel like I can understand it. I will prefer 100% as someone who's a supporter of Madrid for him to be in Madrid. I think that'll be the next step for his career. But that's not an opportunity you get very
if you
often.
ask
A lot
me-
of players turn down bigger, more established clubs in England to go play for City, and then City became Manchester City. So that's what they're trying to do in Paris. Which,
If
there's
you
no- like
ask
said, there's no
me,
competition.
bro, he's slowly ruining his eventual move to Real Madrid. If I'm Real Madrid, I'm like, I don't know, man. Vinicius is looking really good. You have Rodrigo up there. Someone's gonna come up. Like, there's other young players. Like, Mbappe is no longer, in my opinion, Mbappe is no longer like they need Mbappe. Like, who knows, bro?
I
Real-
disagree.
No. Real Madrid goes on to win. Okay, Real
As
Madrid
soon
goes.
as they won Champions League, it became they did not need
Exactly. If Real Madrid goes on to win La Liga again, overall improved Barca, that's already a boom. Then they go all the way to the Champions League final. Let's say they lose to City or they play City and they get knocked out by the eventual champions or whatever. They make a really good run in Champions League. You think Real Madrid's not gonna look at other guys? There's ways to build around not having Mbappe, bro.
No, I agree, but I think you still have to acknowledge that Madrid without Benzema starting is a very weak offense. That offense
Yeah,
is
of
not
course,
reliable.
because there's no
But they got time
replacement
to
for
find
him.
someone
Exactly.
else.
They have to find someone else. Like when we first had Benzema and Vinicius and no one at right wing, like Marco Asensio, they sucked. And then Benzema turned into Benzema, and then Vinicius turned into Vinicius, and other people around them turned into themselves. Like Courtois was questionable, and then Courtois turned into the best goalie in the world,
No,
undoubtedly.
I agree.
So other people got better. Mbappe's ruined because people are like hating Mbappe. Like I'm starting to dislike Mbappe. He's the same reason why I kind of dislike Neymar ever since he's like bratty. No one likes that in a player. People like what hardworking guys that put their head down. They're humble. That's what people like a Messi. Cristiano is known as the more arrogant one, but everyone knows that Cristiano busts his ass for his teammates. Everyone paints him as the non-teammate guy, but everyone knows that Cristiano does what he needs to do for his teammates. You saw it when he got injured in Portugal in that Euro final. People know that. People are starting not to like Mbappe. And at the end of the day, like maybe Real Madrid doesn't need him in 3 years. So he's starting to ruin himself. Like I didn't like it. I just don't like it.
I agree. That could be very hurtful for his career. But I don't know. I just think that PSG is just a can of worms. That I feel like PSG and City are cursed to just not win the Champions League
I don't know,
they
dude.
they
I like what City's doing. They're incorporating players that are Man City through and through. Look at Phil Foden. Kevin De Bruyne is a Man City player. Like he was never good at anywhere else. He's a Man City player through and through. He's been there forever. Phil Foden is a Man City player. Jack Grealish, that's what I don't like to see. That's ugly to me. But who knows?
We have Jack Grealish.
I don't
we
like Erling Haaland there as well. It's like a money move. That's a huge move for Man City. I don't like that.
They didn't spend that much on Haaland as you think, though.
No, but he was the best player. He was the best player.
Yeah.
A huge. Yeah, we gotta put a huge. Like it's $52 million fee. Sure, you gotta pay like the agent fee. They're paying.
It's not even that. It's not the
they're
money
paying,
thing. What I mean is like Erling Haaland is the best available player, and you just won the Premier League. It's just it's a huge move. It's not a City.
Of course they're gonna
It's
do
not a
that.
developing move. Like Man City they have an identity because of how good Pep is at implementing an identity. Other than that, it's just the same thing as PSG. It's just
But
a bunch
City
of really
has
expensive players playing together.
Always just bought players that have already been pretty established in the teams. David Silva was
Of
already,
course.
was being
Obviously,
looked at by
if you throw a bunch of
Arsenal,
money at something, eventually it's gonna work.
yeah, like it's not
But
like,
never in Europe.
like mind you, I will give City credit. They know exactly who to get, and they're not like Man United where they're just spending money. Because if you want to look at just
Yeah.
straight
Look at
face
Joao
value,
Cancelo. Look at Joao Cancelo.
Arsenal has spent a ridiculous amount of money throughout the years, and so has United, and they don't have anything to show for it. compared to
Exactly.
City
Really good
does.
signings. Look at Liverpool.
Yeah, but
Man City's really good. at it.
they do buy a lot of players, and that's where.
But
they
at the
get
same
most
time,
of
they're
their
also really
clout.
bad at it. Because the same way that you can name players, I can name you players. Nathan Ake, what is that? Stupid amount of money for no reason. I can keep going. Ferran Torres, what was that?
The Barca bust.
What's Ferran Torres for? Same thing that's gonna happen.
That's the guy that you said was going to be fantastic for Barcelona.
He just can't finish. He's disgusting.
I don't.
Look at him for Spain. Watch the World Cup. You heard it here first.
They're not going to win the World Cup.
Look at Julian Alvarez. He's a Ferran Torres 2.0. I don't even get it.
Alvarez, I feel like it's going to be nasty.
Ferran Torres 2.0.
I think the thing
Bro's
when
not
they
playing.
think about building the squad out is they think of like Holland as like the short-term guy.
Bro.
Because the contract he signed is only 3 years. And I think he thinks
If
of
you're
this
looking
as,
at Haaland as a short-term guy, you're looking wrong.
I think
that
he-
has to be your guy.
I agree with you, but like the contract he signed, I think he probably is more likely. Like if you're looking at like, I could see Mbappe not going to Madrid. Who I see going to Madrid maybe when Benzema finally drops off. He's not the squad anymore. Is Holland. That makes
No,
sense. to
I
me.
think that's way harder.
And you have
than
Alvarez,
Mbappe.
who's like 18, coming on as like he's the next guy.
I
you
kind
have,
of agree with
No,
that.
I think Holland got a shorter term contract so that when Mbappe got his bag, Holland could come back and be like, well, Mbappe's doing that.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Same. I never thought of that. Same amount of time as
That is
Mbappe.
true. That's fair.
But it's not even that. It's just like, bro, he's really young. Young players don't turn to sign their life away. Look at Juan Soto, baseball again. Yeah, they don't want to do that. Young players don't want to do that.
I'd sign my life away for San Diego. You been to San Diego?
I've never been.
It's fantastic.
It's obviously better than Washington.
I would
bro.
sign a 1,000-year contract to live in San Diego.
It is very lovely.
The same way I think Cristiano should sign
Fantastic
a Whopper deal to go to Real Madrid, bro.
Speaking of, oh no, we can't. Talk
Speaking
about
of
baseball.
Whoppers,
Speaking of Whoppers.
Speaking of Whoppers.
today we're talking about sponsor.
Oh yeah, we're sponsored by Burger.
San Diego Padres sponsored by Ringworm Cream, but
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a baseball joke for our,
We're not gonna.
for our one.
We are
overlapping
not
baseball
gonna
soccer
poop
listener.
on. We're not gonna poop on Dominican players. I will kill you outside.
Can we not talk about baseball? Like,
I like baseball.
let's talk about a good sport.
No, but back to soccer. PSG. Yeah, bro. Same thing as always. They have no identity. They get too much power to one player. Now it's getting to his head. That's why I don't like Mbappe. If Real Madrid don't sign Mbappe 3 years from now, depending on the situation, I don't know. Right now, I don't like him. If he was at Real Madrid, I feel like he'll do the same thing. It would piss me off. Like, it'd piss me off to see Benzema like bust his ass on a play and like somehow mess up and not get the ball to Mbappe, and Mbappe like get mad, and I'll literally not want him on my team.
So by the same theory that you didn't like the Holland signing because City won the league, they didn't need him. Wouldn't that be the same thing with Mbappe too? Then
The thing is, I think it would be the same thing, but Real Madrid historically, in recent years, haven't made big signings in terms of quality of the player, but yes, in terms of a player's potential. So they signed Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Vinicius, Rodrigo, all those guys for a lot of money, but they weren't really anyone. The last time they did that with a good player was Eden Hazard. They signed Eden Hazard for a lot of money.
that kind of folded. Yeah.
I don't like those kinds of signings. Yes, if they got Mbappe, it would have been the same thing, but Real Madrid have no one in his position, or up top like that. Like, there's a question mark at right wing at Real Madrid. Like, he would have fit perfectly, whereas like Man City didn't need Erling Haaland.
Yeah, they did.
And well, I
Mine
guess
was arguably the position they were missing. So
I guess you could say that, but here's my problem with Man City. Okay, Real Madrid left wing after Vinicius, who do they have? No one. Real Madrid right wing, Rodrigo maybe, Marco Asensio maybe, Lucas Vazquez sometimes. Behind Benzema, no one.
Mariano,
Right?
let's go.
He sucks. And then Man City left wing, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden. Right wing, Mahrez. They have Alvarez.
Bernardo Silva can play that. In a
Bernardo Silva can play that. They just sold Gabriel Jesus. As striker, they have Erling Haaland now. Like, and just historically, they've been that. Like, look at their entire team, bro. I don't even have to sit here and name it. But they have been. Pep has done a good job at establishing some things. Like, I already named De Bruyne. I really like that signing. Rodri from Atletico Madrid, really like that signing. Ederson, who's Ederson? Really like that. Phil Foden from the academy, that's really good. He needs to keep doing that. I don't know. I like it. And Erling Haaland, for some reason, feels natural because his dad used to play at Man City, so it almost feels like a legacy thing. So it's not even that bad. But
I mean,
Go-
he's exactly what that squad needed. He fits perfectly in there.
yeah,
They still don't have a Champions League, so
And
would say
what was
yeah.
he
But
gonna
this
do? I
year
don't
they're
think you spend
really
your
like
career at
this year they
Borussia
really that's really dangerous. They're really making a case for Champions League this year. That's really difficult because to have such a creative team behind someone that's so good at putting the ball in the back of the net, That's so dangerous, bro.
I know. It's just one of those things where we've been saying City's so dangerous to win the
I
Champions
know,
League for
but-
so long. But I mean, I
Dude,
agree. I
now
feel like
it's
this
worse.
is like the final piece that they needed. But we've been saying
It's
it
like
for
when you
so
didn't know
long,
something
bro.
could get even better, and it did,
Yeah.
bro.
If this year or the next year with Holland is not the Champions League year,
Then-
like, you gotta like,
First of all, the thing of Guardiola being one of the best coaches ever, outside of Barca, stops immediately. Man City should like do the same thing that I said PSG should do. They should liquidate their team and get Manchester Youth some support. I don't know. They should stop playing soccer. If they didn't win Champions League in the next 2 years, end it. There is no team really contending with them like that, other than like maybe Bayern, maybe Real Madrid.
I'd
There's
go
a
as
bunch of
far as to say
maybes,
if they don't
bro.
win it this year, bro. Like there's literally
They're the
no
favorites,
excuse.
in my
No
opinion. I'm a Real Madrid
excuse.
fan. They are the favorites for the Champions League. There's no way Real Madrid.
Because their squad is exactly the same. They just put Holland. It's not like they're undergoing many different changes. It is just Holland, and Holland is good enough to put into that squad. Like you don't need a full year of playing together to figure it out.
But they're gonna get knocked out. Swear to God, they're gonna get knocked out.
You want to see? It'll be a fun final.
I think Barca can knock them out.
No.
That's not a hot take. Yes, they can.
Do you want to see a fun finals? I think it will be PSG versus City. Which oil team is actually gonna win it first? You know, like all that
It'd be
stupid money.
star-studded,
That'll be
that's
that'll be
Bro,
fun
it's
to
Champions
watch.
League. Listen, you had, if you go all the way back, you had a Spurs Ajax semifinal last year. You had Villarreal. Somewhere in there, they're gonna get messed up. It's not gonna be Real Madrid versus Barca, then Man City versus PSG. It's not gonna happen. Someone's gonna get slapped up. That's why we like Champions League. Watch Atletico Madrid do something disgusting. They look filthy.
Frankfurt. is gonna
They
finish
look
third
filthy.
in the
They got some
relegation zone, but they're gonna make a
Frankfurt.
run. Make a run in Champions League.
Rangers gonna win.
Man, Betis dark horse. Watch.
Betis dark horse. He says.
I don't know, bro. Fekir is disgusting. Betis got what, third, fourth place? La Liga, I don't remember. But it shows what good signings does to a team. And going back to Man United, that's what they need to do. Going back to PSG, man, they just need to stop throwing money at people.
Do you really think Barca's gonna do good in the Champions League this year?
Barca's, if they keep Frenkie de Jong, watch.
I don't.
Bro,
I
I'm
don't
going to tell you
think
right
they're
now,
that crazy.
this is not a hot take or whatever. This is the coldest take ever. In terms of young players, it goes like this. Mbappe, Pedri, Erling Haaland. Don't care what you say.
That's fair.
Super fair.
That's a fair thing to say.
Pedri's
I wouldn't-
way
I was
better
very
than
curious where he was going with that.
No, I'm like, first
wait
I was
a
like, what are you gonna say?
Because of
It's
young
like,
Where
players?
is he putting Frankie de Jong right now?
I think that's a fair assessment. I
Dude.
think Pedri is literally fantastic for Barcelona. Like I think,
Pedri's
and it was very essential.
disgusting.
The
There's
reason why
no,
they lost.
he's gonna be the
against-
best midfielder in the world. Watch.
Probably.
No one's near him. Not Camavinga, if he plays way more, gets like really, really good at defense and like he's good on both sides of the ball. Maybe.
Bellingham is close.
Yeah. The thing is, I
terms of
can't
defense,
speak about Jude Bellingham because he needs to get out of Dortmund.
He does.
He needs to get out of Dortmund and play somewhere else. I thought he should have gone to Liverpool. Would have been a perfect.
United?
signing.
He's a
United?
Easily.
Chris, don't do that. To him.
See, but it's crazy because Chris Will is a journalist at University of Florida. So if he has the common sense to be like they should sign Jude Bellingham and it makes sense to all of us who know a lot about soccer, why doesn't it make sense to people that get paid to make those decisions, bro? And that's the problem with Manchester United. Like
There we
what?
go.
Jude Bellingham is literally English. Like he's a prem player. Go get him. What are you doing, bro?
He's gonna go Liverpool. Watch.
He should have gone Liverpool in my opinion.
They need Liverpool.
They need a
perfect
midfielder.
fit.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
Thiago
players
out
out there.
for 6 weeks.
He's
Bro,
Jordan Henderson.
if Chouamani's willing to join Real Madrid and be like sixth string, like bro, you could have got him at United. Promised him to play him as the first team player. He would have gone. Why not? You could have been competitive. I don't
You're
know.
right. He should go to Arsenal.
You could have him. I was gonna say I'll trade him for Odegaard, but that's not. That's not it.
Don't take whatever, please.
That's not it. Odegaard just doesn't play at Real Madrid. They don't need to count.
He's playing good now. Just leave him there.
He can play box to box.
Odegaard?
Yeah, he plays box to box a lot for
No,
Arsenal.
the hell he cannot.
He plays box to box a lot for Arsenal.
He cannot
No,
play
he's
a
just
box to box in
offensive.
La
He's an
Liga.
offensive threat.
And
He cannot play box to box in La
he's a
Liga.
capable defender. It's like
He'll be a great
Bro.
like center.
I would
midfielder,
not be-
but That's about it.
If I was defending Odegaard, I'd be pooping myself. If I had the ball trying to get past Odegaard, I'd be like, yeah,
It's like
one
crazy.
heavy touch and I'm gone.
He's a great player, but
He's
not,
great.
He's not that guy.
He's not him.
He's not that guy.
He's not him, bro. Frankie de Jong, on the other hand, watch. He goes to Man United, he's gonna turn that team around. But they need to change formations, bro. 4-2-3-1. What is this? FIFA, bro? Get out of here. Stop playing that. 4-2-3. You wanna play modern day football? You play 4-2-3. Every successful team ever, 4-2-3.
No, it's gonna be 1-10. Everyone plays. it.
Or 3. Dude, the best two formations in soccer right now are 4-2-3 and something with 3 at the back. 3-5-2, 3-5-1.
Yeah, but formations
Chelsea
just
plays
like
like a 5-2
switch during the
right?
match.
That's 10. 3-5-1-2.
It's like
It's a
Chelsea
3-5.
plays like a
You run a
3-4-3.
3-5-2.
3-5-2.
Yeah.
I was right the first time.
Yeah.
But like
Or
formations
3-4-3.
just like
3-5-2,
evolve during the
3-4-3.
match depending on what the pace of the game is. going.
Yes, but the best teams in the world play either 3 at the back with some kind of change up in the midfield, like wherever you want to be more dominant up top or in the middle, or you play 4-3-3 because it takes the best things about modern day football into account, which are what attacking fullbacks and a 9 or a cam that gives you a really good transition from midfield to attack, or midfielders that give you a really good transition from defense to midfield.
No, you need to have 3 in the middle, 3 in like the central.
Yeah.
Because if you play 2, bro, they gotta be what? They gotta be God. They gotta be Ruud Gullit, bro. Because they gotta be insane at defending and dribbling the ball away from because they're outnumbered at all times. Because there's only 2 of those guys, and there's a cam whose job is to attack. It's in the name. So you're outnumbered in the midfield at all times, which means you gotta be who? Luka Modric on steroids. Like you gotta be disgusting on the ball to evade the outnumberedness.
Or else
And
it
you have
just
to be good at
becomes
defense.
kickball, and you just skip the midfield.
So what happens? McTominay gets the ball under pressure, and what does he do? Loses it against a backline that's what? Made out of Maguire and fullbacks that suck. And the hair who throws balls into his goal.
Harry Maguire.
Of course you're gonna lose, bro. And then Cristiano's left looking dumb, and then everyone's gonna bad talk Cristiano, bro.
I have a
Best goal scorer in the game ever. And, like, use him, please. Do something.
Rafa, I have a Madrid question for you.
Last thing.
Do you think Alaba should be starting
A
still
left back?
at center back?
No.
I wouldn't even put him as left back right now.
I'll put him a left back.
I like Mendy.
Give Mendy some competition. Mendy's not good going up. It limits the team offensively, but defensively he's really good.
Really? I feel like Mendy was like, wasn't one of his crosses the reason why we scored?
Because he does one good thing in a million doesn't mean
No,
anything.
but he's a pretty good offensive
Yeah,
player.
but Alaba scored another Clasico, and then he scored a free kick just now.
Well, yeah, Alba's more of an offensive threat.
Exactly.
But
Put him
I
on
feel
left back.
like you sometimes against bigger teams you need more of a defensive threat.
Depends who you're playing.
That is true.
But
That
what I'm
is
saying is if you have that option, take it. You have
Because-
Rudiger on your team, you better use him.
Because they're like, I think in preseason they were playing Rudiger like left back, and they were playing Alaba and Militao in the center back.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
someone
Preseason
compare
doesn't
them
count,
together?
bro. Rudiger was playing like.
I know, but I
right
don't know
back.
why would he. I don't know why.
Look, last game Rudiger started with it wasn't with Militao. It was with Nacho. We don't know what's happening at Real Madrid. The thing with Real Madrid that's a big advantage is that they have Mendy at left back, then they have Alaba who can play left back and center back. Then they have Rudiger at center back, Militao at center back who can play center back and right back. Then they have Carvajal.
That's the
Benzema,
great thing
Mariano.
about Madrid. I think everyone on that team is so flexible. Like I think you can put a bunch of those players at different positions and it works.
That's what I think. That's what I think helped Madrid win this year.
Of course.
The Champions League was the fact that that team was just able to adapt to whatever team they're playing, because they don't need the ball like all the time like a team like Barca would do when they're very possession heavy to create chances. Madrid can just kind of push back and then be like, okay, we have Vinny, we have Valverde, we have Benz. These are quick people on the ball. They can pace through, find an open player. We just need one opportunity, we could score, and that's what Benzema could do for you. That's what
Look,
helped. That's
that
what helped
Champions
Madrid
League
win.
run was nothing short of like fantastic,
Yeah.
mythical, like whatever you want to say. All those goals is literally like that's the only chance he had, and he scored it. Look at it, like Asensio headed it, like missed the header, hit Rodrigo magically, who was like glanced it perfectly. That's what you need to win Champions League. Every Champions League run is magical moments. That's what ended up happening.
It's a lot of skill and a little bit of luck.
It's a bunch of luck. It's a bunch of luck, but quality players make use of that, and they score.
So
You give them one chance, boom, they score. But
So Arsenal's winning the Premier League. Got it.
what's up with United to close this off? A bunch of stuff. They need to change formations. They need to get new players. Be patient with Ten Hag, like Michael said. I think is the biggest takeaway, because Jose Mourinho is not a bad manager, and you fired him. And a bunch of managers have had after that. Like I don't know. I didn't really like Solskjaer, but specifically with Mourinho, dude, I don't know. He won you like the only 2 trophies I think that you've had in a billion years. So obviously there was something good about him.
Since Ferguson left.
Just have patience, bro. That's what Mourinho said. He was like, they haven't had anyone since. Like they need to realize that every manager that someone said it. I think it was Mourinho. They need to realize that Sir Alex Ferguson is gone. So just be patient, bro. Like I'm trying to think of a manager that was really bad when he first started. Definitely not Zidane. I don't know. I can't think of anyone who was really bad, and then they gave him a chance, and he was really good.
Arteta.
I wouldn't say he was like really, really bad.
I don't know.
He was, like,
It was a lot of the
like,
squad. I don't
Arsenal
know.
wasn't good either as a squad in general. I feel like you just need to be patient if we're gonna develop something.
Listen,
like,
Antonio
Klopp wasn't
Conte
winning
got
anything.
got fired at Chelsea, right?
He kind of, it was a weird, he quit. He like, He had a lot of disagreements with the board when he was working there, so it was like more of like a mutual thing.
It didn't work at Chelsea, and then he went to Tottenham. Look at Tottenham.
It was all because of Ukraine.
That's pre-Ukraine.
Basically, they have to give Ten Hag a chance. They have to give him a chance. They have to buy a bunch of players. There's so many players at United that just aren't top 6 players.
Be
Harry
patient.
Maguire,
Rome
get
was
out of
not
there.
built in a day.
Dude. And accept that you're not a top 6 team.
Yeah. Unless if Elon Musk decides to buy Man United, which, seeing how he bought Twitter, or he's still buying Twitter, not buying
Look,
Twitter.
man, Elon Musk is gonna buy
great.
United, and he's gonna put out like a test, like a perfectly created test that's gonna find the best manager for them, or like the best decision. I don't even know.
They're not gonna do
He's
anything.
gonna. I already said he should send Harry Maguire to Mars and Noah and everything.
What's gonna happen is he's gonna say he's gonna buy Man United for like 5 or 10 years, and he's not gonna do it.
He'll do it, and he'll find something wrong with it, and then he'll decide that he doesn't want to do it, and then he'll have to enter like a whole court case.
Yeah, he's gonna ask for more information on this Maguire guy, and they're gonna be like,
He's gonna do what
we're
he did
beta
with
testing still.
He's gonna do what they did with the Hyperloop and be like, yeah, I'm gonna make that.
Basically,
Never know
United
anything.
should just take the L and take it with grace. Let a bunch of players go that suck, like Rashford, and use that money to bring up some academy guys. And for PSG, they just suck. I don't care what happens to them. They're literally not gonna win any Champions Leagues. I don't know. Mbappe needs to stop being so bratty. Not because I don't know. If I'm Real Madrid, I'm like, I don't know. This guy's a. Who wants him? The same thing with Neymar. Neymar tarnished his career going to PSG because now he's just a bratty guy that flops everywhere. That's why
It's 'cause
Brazil
they let
played
him
better
do
without
anything.
Neymar, bro. Think about it.
It's because they let you do anything there. You think something like that will fly in like Madrid or Barca?
Of course not, bro.
Because it's like the badge weighs more than any player. They'll be like, dude, get the hell out of here. Like, what are you gonna do?
That's why I thought
Okay.
PSG should have got Zidane. Imagine Mbappe trying to tell Zidane something. Bro, he'd be like, shut up, bro. Shut up. I was winning Champions Leagues. You were not even alive, bro.
He just like
That's all
opens his like closet real quick. Just like
You need a
World Cup
manager
trophies.
that.
I'm sorry, what were you saying again?
You need someone with prestige, bro. Someone that could, like, why should I listen to you? This is why you should listen to me. I can't even, dude. I know so much about soccer. I can't even name them. I cannot tell you the name of the PSG manager. Some random guy.
It's
Some random guy they found.
What is it now?
Christophe Gaultier.
Nice.
They sent him what from Nice?
I think so.
That's nice.
Like, I'm not mad about it, like football wise, but I'm just saying,
It's
dude.
just like a body.
Mbappe's not
Just a
gonna.
guy.
Mbappe's not gonna. He's gonna be like, didn't I beat you guys twice
Like,
last year?
yeah, no.
And the year before
There's
that, and the
like-
year before that, and the year
There's
before
a
that.
handful of guys, managers that have established themselves as bigger than Mbappe, probably at this point.
Dude, hey,
And it's probably
Jurgen
what?
Klopp.
It's probably what?
Zidane.
Pep? Zidane, Mourinho.
almost all dude, Jurgen Klopp, Antonio Conte's bigger. Dude,
Ancelotti for sure.
Ancelotti's way bigger than what? Ancelotti's way bigger than Mbappe. Are you kidding
No, that's
me?
what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with
Dude,
you.
Ancelotti's a player.
I
man,
mentioned
bigger
like
than
Ancelotti's a way bigger manager.
Mbappe. And Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, dude, a bunch of people. Dude, I don't even know. I
Xavi
think
as
Xavi
a
could tell him
player?
what to do, bro. Are you kidding me? A bunch of Champions League wins, World Cup. Oh, you won a World Cup? So did I. I won back-to-back Euros. What did you do? Nothing.
Did you cry?
Come on, bro.
Want you to cry?
You do nothing, bro. In 6 years, Xavi won the Euro. Was it 6 years? Euro twice and the World Cup once.
He won the Euro, World Cup Euro. It was 08, 2010, and then
And 12.
12, yeah. It gets
Mbappe
destroyed.
ain't doing that with the most fake French team you ever seen in your life. All right. These guys were Spanish, you know. You guys were really Spanish. There was no fake Spaniards on that team.
That's true.
Without a number 9. What a bunch of legends.
We'll see half of them for like Barcelona.
But yeah, I think that concludes the episode, man. Man United just needs to rearrange everything that they've ever touched. They should just, I don't know, redo everything. Give that man some time.
I'm tired of Old Trafford. How about New Trafford?
Yeah.
Guys? How's that sound?
We'll end it on that. But yeah, Michael with the joke, and Michael should be like our designated joke person.
Thank you.
I still remember the Connor one. You're feeling kind of blue.
Oh, I like that one.
All time on TikTok.
That was a good
But yeah, alongside Chris Will, Michael Figueroa, Connor O'Brien, this has been us pooping on Manchester United and PSG. We'll catch you next time.
See.
Suey.
Sweet Cristiano Ronaldo.